भारत में हवन अधिकतर घरों में होता है और हवन एक ऐसी परंपरा है जो पिछले कई सदियों से चली आ रही है। लेकिन हवन को लेकर कई भ्रांतियां भी होती हैं, कई लोग इसको जोड़ के देखते हैं प्रदूषण से, पॉल्यूशन से। लेकिन एक विदेशी वैज्ञानिक ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने हवन पे रिसर्च किया, बताया है कि हवन कैसे हमारे वातावरण को पवित्र करने का काम करती है। हमारे साथ जर्मनी के वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर अर्लिच बर्क हैं, उनसे बात करेंगे। मैं इनसे बात अंग्रेजी में करूंगा, फिर मैं आपके लिए हिंदी में अनुवाद करूंगा। डॉक्टर अर्लिच बर्क, how did you got the idea of doing the research on Havan?
What I concentrate on is just Agnihotra. Agnihotra is a yajna which you perform exactly at the time of sunrise and sunset. You have a small copper pyramid of fixed size and shape, and you only burn three substances. One is dried cow dung, pure cow dung, not mixed with buffalo and other dung. Second, pure cow's ghee, little bit difficult to get because often it is mixed. And then some grains of rice. And exactly at the time of sunrise, you prepare the fire a little bit earlier. Exactly at the time, you utter two mantras and then add some rice to which you apply some ghee to the fire. In the morning, the mantras are Suryaya Swaha, Suryaya Idam Namama, Ajapataye Swaha, Ajapataye Idam Namama. And in the evening, and after Swaha, you add this little bit of rice to the fire. In the evening, it is Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idam Namama, Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idam Namama. And I saw this procedure, say, 45 years ago with some friends in Germany. And somehow I was fascinated by it. But at that time, I was a professor at the University of Constance, teaching philosophy of science. So I was very much interested. Okay, that sounds good, but is there some scientific basis for that? So I went to see different scientists, first from Eastern Europe, and they made some experiments. First, it was mainly physicists. They made some experiments regarding the vibration of the fire, and they found out that it's a very, very subtle process, but you have to be very exact. So the timing has to be exact, ingredients have to be exact, the mantra has to be exact, all these things, and the pyramid.
So all these things are very important. डॉक्टर बर्क ने जो अभी बताया हमें, ये बताया कि सूर्यास्त और सूर्योदय के समय ही ये हवन होता है, और तीन चीजों से, गाय के गोबर से, इसमें भैंस का गोबर ना मिलाया जाए, गाय के शुद्ध देसी घी से जो मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है, और कुछ चावल के ऐसे प्रजातियां जो मिलाई जाती हैं, और इसके बाद इन तीनों को मिला के कुछ खास मंत्रों या जब ये हवन करते हैं तो वो प्रदूषण नहीं करता है, बल्कि हवा को और हमारी मिट्टी को और जल को पवित्र करने का काम करता है। डॉक्टर बर्क, व्हेन यू फर्स्ट स्टार्टेड दिस द होल रिसर्च, व्हाट इज द रिएक्शन ऑफ योर colleagues, your fellow mates? What they did think about this whole procedure that you are doing research on Havan, a not very popular thing in Germany or other foreign countries?
Okay, so once again, I do not research on Havan. Havan is a very broad concept. So there are so many different things. I only concentrate on the simple Agnihotra, exactly done at sunrise and sunset. And yes, at that time, there was mostly the reaction was skeptical. And also when later on I started research here in India, that is, I coordinated research. I don't have an institute myself, so I go to universities or research institutions and suggest they do some research. And at the beginning it was very difficult because they thought, okay, that is part of our culture, it's part of our tradition, but it doesn't really work. And I told them, okay, how do you know it doesn't work? You might have to do some experiments. And then some did finally. And then I found out, okay, you can really purify the air. Microbial load goes down. You can purify water. Again, microbes go down. And in soil, beneficial microbes, they grow better. And harmful microbes are controlled. So now we have a lot of data. We have also some published articles. So now it is easier. But at the beginning it was a tough job, yes. And now after so long time, in many different places, especially in India, but also in Europe. Recently, we did a study in Germany, some studies going in US, Some studies was done in South America. So now we have more research results. So it's getting better.
तो डॉक्टर बर्क ने जो बताया हमें कि वो पूरे हवन प्रक्रिया पे नहीं, सिर्फ अग्निहोत्रा जो एक प्रक्रिया का हिस्सा होता है उस पे करते हैं, जो कि वो सूर्यास्त और सूर्योदय के समय करते हैं। उन्होंने बताया कि जब करना शुरू किया था तब कई मुश्किलें आई थी, कई इंस्टीट्यूट में नहीं थे, यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना पड़ा और लोगों ने भी इन चीज़ों को ज़्यादा महत्व नहीं दिया। लेकिन आज जब वो रिसर्च पूरी हो गई है और किस तरीके से उस पूरी प्रक्रिया के बाद, चाहे वो जल हो, चाहे वो धरती हो, मिट्टी हो या फिर हवा हो, वो पूरी तरीके से पवित्र हो जाते हैं, प्रदूषण की उसमें कमी हो जाती है और माइक्रोब्स कम हो जाते हैं। डॉक्टर बर्क, बट in India still people think that the Agnihotra is polluting the environment. Many people say about it. So what's your take on that thing?
Now,
And how you purify the thing, like the water, the soil and the air? What are the three different aspects?
Okay. One thing is the purification just happens automatically when you perform Agnihotra. And then people think, okay, there is some fire, so some smoke comes out. And people think, oh, but that is polluting. There's one observation which many people did. You know, people with asthma, they cannot have any smoke.
Yes.
Very difficult for them. But with Agnihotra, it's different. Many people, they were a little bit reluctant to come near, but then they felt, oh, this smoke actually it is good for me. It's soothing, and many people got healed from their asthma by doing Agnihotra. So that was one aspect. Then we did measurements. One thing I mentioned, bacterial load goes down, but also particulate matter. Although there is some particulate matter increasing at the beginning because of the smoke, but then particulate matter goes down if you perform Agnihotra. So it is really reducing pollution, this
Do
Agnihotra.
you scatter the ashes in water, or the ash of the Agnihotra in the water or on the soil?
For water, purification of water, one thing is you just keep water next to Agnihotra, water gets purified.
Okay.
If you add ash, also water gets purified. So normally what many people do before they put Agnihotra ash to drinking water, especially now most water which we get, the bottled water, that is RO water. RO water, okay, there are no more bacteria in it, but it's somehow water without life.
Okay.
So we add Agnihotra ash and then it will be water with some energy also.
डॉक्टर बर्क ने बताया हमें किस तरीके से अग्निहोत्रा को जब परफॉर्म किया जाता है तो इनके पास कई ऐसे लोग थे जो अस्थमा के शिकार थे और वो हवन या अग्निहोत्रा की प्रक्रिया से बचना चाह रहे थे, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जब उन्होंने अग्निहोत्र परफॉर्म किया और उसके बाद वो ठीक हुए हैं, अस्थमा उनका ठीक हुआ है, उसी धुएं की वजह से भी ठीक हुआ है और इसके साथ ही वो उसकी कण को जो राख होती है उसे पानी में मिट्टी में डालते हैं तो पवित्र हो जाता है। डॉक्टर बर्क, what are your future researches? What you are doing research on?
Now,
Anything from Indian aspect? Anything that is related to India?
I mean, one thing is the effect of Agnihotra on plants in agriculture. There's some research going on. There's some research going on in botany, effects of Agnihotra, for example, on the photosynthesis activity of plants. That is very important. Then in microbiology, there's some research effect on Agnihotra on microbes in petri dishes. If we just keep it next to Agnihotra fire, even if we close the petri dishes, so that is only the energy of Agnihotra, not the fumes. And there are experiments going on in the field of psychology, the effect of Agnihotra on mental health. And that is very important. We have seen in different places that there's a reduction in stress. Stress is now a problem which many people have. Our life is rather stressful. You know, you just go out to the street, you feel it. Yeah. If you're in cities like Delhi or Bombay, oh my God. So everybody feels that. So Agnihotra helps you to reduce the stress, to reduce anxiety, to reduce depression. And there's a large project with 200 people now going on in US about that. But also I just come from Haridwar, and there at one university of the Gayatri Parivar, they also work on that in the psychology department.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टॉकिंग टू लोकल 18। तो ये डॉक्टर अल्रिच बर्ग जी ने बताया कि किस तरीके से भविष्य में भी ये रिसर्च कर रहे हैं अग्निहोत्रा पे, और अग्निहोत्र यानी हवन की जो प्रक्रिया है इससे पौधों को कितना फायदा हो सकता है, फोटोसिंथेसिस में कितना फायदा हो सकता है, और इसके साथ ही मेंटल हेल्थ यानी मानसिक स्वास्थ्य जो आज के समय में एक जरूरी मुद्दा बनता जा रहा है, इस पे कितना असर कर सकता है हवन या अग्निहोत्रा। लोकल 18 के लिए झांसी से शाश्वत सिंह की रिपोर्ट।